What's up, guys, and welcome back to Planet Coaster 2. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe. If you haven't already, it would be greatly appreciated. I've got a classic case of the Mondays today, but we're going to try to not let that slow us down any. We've got far too much work ahead of us still. So, in the previous episode, we built up these three-tiered triple flume tower deals, and it seems to me that Toogii World's overall symmetry maybe isn't as visually appealing to you all as it is to me, which is good news for a lot of you. Honestly, that means your brain isn't as broken as mine. So we're going to be making some changes, some adjustments to those today, among other things. But the first thing that I think we need to do is go ahead and just get our previously closed restaurants reopened. We had to close them before because they were actually making us lose a considerable amount of money, but now that we have 19 grand chilling in the back pocket, I think it's about time we get them open back up. Now, off camera, I did a bit of tinkering with this run out, this custom run out that we created. Why does this? Okay. We don't have enough lifeguards. Right. I'm gonna pause things then temporarily so I don't keep getting distracted by the pop-ups. But off camera, I did try to tinker with this a little bit because it's driving me nuts that our guests are able to exit from the side like that. Really, I just want them to use this ledge or the ladder. That would be the ideal scenario. Now, a lot of you had mentioned just using the infinity edge with the pool, which works in an instance like this, right? But as soon as you have a path next to it with merge on or off, I tested both, it does not matter. It's gonna put a pool edge right there. So what we're gonna have to do for this instead, I think, I haven't tested this fully yet, but if we move the actual runouts out a little bit more so they're, you know, more parallel, more in line with one another, we could then slide. I should just do this instead of trying to explain what I'm going to do here in just a second, but we're gonna slide our custom run out this way and then just delete the path in between the pool and our slide run outs. That way we do have that infinity edge, and then the only place that guests would be able to exit would be from this ledge, the ladder, or the back ledge. There's not really a good way to get rid of that one. So that's a very long-winded way of saying I'll see you guys here in just a sec. This, ladies and gents, is more like it. This is how it should have looked from the get-go. I also figured out an additional way of sort of removing that path pool edge around the backside. We just left a little grassy space, a spot for some plants. Again, just to reiterate, there will be plants here eventually, just not anytime soon. I'm sorry about it. You guys know I don't like placing plants. I find it very boring. Anywho, it's looking so much better now. Even when they're, you know, coming down like rapid fire, they're still just swimming to this edge and exiting the pool as they should. You might notice I did have to extend the kiddie slide quite a bit. It doesn't really have the same shape that it used to. You can see this one's a little bit shorter, a little bit steeper as well. But I kind of prefer this design. Mainly just because this is the only way that it was gonna work with this custom run out deal. But what we need to tackle next is changing these other two slides. And also we'll have to, you know, change the whole run out thing over here, but we'll worry about that later. My main concern is just making these three slides look different from these three slides, minus the middle one. That's gonna have to be the same. I'm sorry about it. And I think we're gonna have to hang on to our little Flume starting pieces up here as well, because I really want to keep the runouts where they are. So we were able to delete, you know, everything in between these two pieces, but say we wanted to change this out for maybe the blue one down here, right? We'd have to delete the whole thing, and then when we do that, it's also gonna delete the runout. So we're kind of stuck with the starting pieces. It is what it is. But let's see what we could do here. Let's see how we could change this up maybe make it a bit more enjoyable for our guests. We could try going out or going up 45 and then turning a little bit. Oh, that's gonna put a massive, massive pole there. Ah, dude, okay. Again, I got a case of the Mondays. I'm a little sleep deprived. We can just turn off track supports. Unreal. How did I not remember that? Okay, so in that case then, let's try this one mo again, as they say. That does look a little crazy, but I'm hoping that we can kind of change it now that we've gotten to this point, and it is gonna go right through that structural beam. Terrific. Okay, we'll keep trying. We'll keep trying. I'm not even worried about it. Do I seem worried? Everything's great. All right, I think I've done it. I just hope it's not too rowdy for our guests. So we're gonna start a quick test here. Surprisingly, they stayed in the flume. Okay, I'm really glad that I added that little, like, extended bit on the side though, because they're coming around this sucker with a lot of speed. A lot of speed, but that looks fantastic. And most notably, it's different than the other side. I know how big of a problem that was for a lot of you. So hopefully, just with this one done already, hopefully that helps you guys out a little bit, helps you sleep at night. $5.67 ain't bad. I mean, isn't that more? That is more than the one that just goes straight down. All right, I'll take it. On to the next. We've got to do something other than just 2 curly cues. I'll figure something out. I think it's time to test this bad boy. Let's try her on out. Oh no. Oh no, he has done it again. Dude, I cannot escape the shape. I cannot escape the shape. And now that I've seen it, I won't ever be able to unsee it. I was just trying to do something different. And actually, I just thought of something else different that we could do to this. What if we took that little slice right there, that little sliver, and just made them transparent instead? And then we're gonna have to reselect, I think, just this one and add a track support back in there. See, that's cool though, because like the guests are close enough at this point where I feel like a transparent tube makes more sense. And you know what? We could do the same thing up here as they sort of pass over the kiddie slide. That might be kind of cool. And I don't mean kiddie like K-I-T-T-Y, I mean K-I-D-D-I-E. You get what I'm saying? Like, this isn't, we're not making slides for cats, okay? Nobody freak out. Everything's fine. No animal cruelty. We don't test our slides on animals. Nothing weird happening here. Okay, just relax. $8.49 is crazy. Bargain pricing is the same too? Okay, that's nice. That's real nice. Something else that I was really trying to do with this slide is just make sure that it was still elevated enough in this area to where guests could walk underneath of the thing. We've got to patch up just a little bit of the terrain now after modifying these slides in that grassy area there. And then I think what I'm going to do next is create the same sort of custom run out bit over here as well. And then we have to change the actual structure that the slides are on. Something about it just isn't quite right. And I think that we can do better, truly. Oh, you know what? I kind of want to do the transparent bit to this slide as well. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. Let me know down in the comments if you guys think I should change that. Basically, do something like this right here. Probably not necessary. It's pretty high up. Anyways, I did gloss over this the first time around, so I should probably show what I'm doing for those of you that are curious. I'm just editing our pool and extending it until the sides of the pool basically come into contact with the side of the actual runouts. Just like that. Nice and simple. And then you can see I've already deleted all of our original path here. So I'm just gonna add a new path in the front. We're gonna exit out of that and go back into paths, and then use the backside of this Flume runout as our grid. So like right there, we're gonna place that first one, and then go all the way over to here, or at least we were going to. You know what? Maybe it's not the end of the world. Let's try to get a different grid again. Maybe we can get them to connect. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, it is that easy sometimes. Most of the time, it's not that easy. There we go, and then we just have that last little bit over there, but again, we're gonna need to back out and basically just find a new grid to snap to. And there we go. And Bob's your uncle. Easy as that. Now we just have to add the jets and the ladder and figure out something else to do here. I guess we are gonna have to change this curlicue slide as well.
A few moments later.
You know, it's a very subtle, very minor change. We've basically just opened the previously enclosed Flume portion there at the base of that corkscrew, I guess. I don't even know what you would call that for Flumes. But then I added just a slight little bump right here, and I'm really curious to see what that would do. So first up, our test dummy coming down. They stayed in the Flume. Oh, you know what? They're not even really going that quick. Okay, but that's kind of cool. Let's leave it. Hopefully that does good things for our ratings. $8.90. And I think that's actually more than this one. Yeah, $8.49, almost $8.50. Guests are waiting a long time to be served. Why? And at which kitchen? Do we just not have enough seats? Vacant tables 2 out of 12. We are running out of seats. And over here as well. Okay, you know what? I had actually been toying with the idea of maybe possibly extending our restaurants slightly. Like just basically taking this bit right here, this little rectangle, and just kind of duplicating it and plopping another one down right yonder. I don't know what that means for this grassy space. Maybe it wouldn't be grassy space anymore. We'll do that momentarily. I guess we should probably pause things so it doesn't do bad stuff for us financially. But we've got just shy of 15,000 still chilling in the back pocket. So what I want to work on next are these little stilted structure things that we have. They're just not doing it for me. They're really not. I think we need more shade. That's the big thing. I guess let's take a look at our heat map. There should be a sunburn heat map right there. None. That's a shock. None whatsoever. But I'm gonna give our guests some shade regardless. So before I even started recording this morning, I came up with a new design for this, and I think if we do it this way, it should work. Let's head into blueprints, my creations. We need this guy, Canopy Flume Towers. So it's same, but they have some canopies. I will show you guys, of course, here momentarily. So if we could just add it to this existing building, that's going to give us that grid. Nice. Okay, that's exactly what I was hoping for. However, I think we're going to kind of have to put them out here temporarily so we can kind of delete the existing structure first. And this doesn't have... Oh, it does. Perfect. A little brick wall, right? Something to keep that grid in check. So now, just editing these buildings, we can delete that. And this is a separate entity. Okay, so we're going to delete one at a time. There goes that one. If we didn't already have these pre-made, there's no shot I'd just be deleting these willy-nilly like this. That one can go as well. Okay. Now, whoops. Let's select this, edit the building, and we're gonna move the entire thing right over top of where the old ones were. Now, if you look closely, they are same, but different. So, like, for example, the tall structure over here, we've got a white canopy on the top and then sort of that dark teal on the back side, whereas this one has it on the side. Not the back side, but the side. Does that make sense? So they look very similar, but they're not exactly the same. The symmetry is all off now. But I'm okay with it. I'll make an exception this one time. So the canopies are obviously different than they were before because we didn't have any before, but also I kind of added more structure throughout the middle of the entire structure, if that makes sense. I'm having a really difficult time explaining what exactly has changed. But if you remember, the old one was just like this, except it didn't have this central post here. And actually, that doesn't line up very well. I'll move that later. That's not a huge concern. And then as for the canopies, you'll notice they're only on the back side here or this side, but we don't have any on this side or the front, and there's good reason for that. The sun is mainly over here throughout the day, and so I've only put canopies where the sun is the longest throughout the day. You see what I'm saying? My brain just not braining. Monday. It do be Monday. Or I guess for you guys it's Wednesday. Must be nice. So now our guests have some not so much needed shade, but I'm sure they probably appreciate that, and some new slides to slide down, which is cool. We've got just shy of 14,000 chilling in the back pocket. I feel like that's probably enough money for us to be able to extend this here restaurant. So I'm gonna do this real quick like. We're gonna duplicate that elsewhere so we can get rid of all the stuff that we don't need, like that thing under the terrain and all this brick. We don't need any of this where we're going. Oh, did it get the lights? Beautiful. I've made some small adjustments to our extension piece here. Now, coming back to the main building, we've got to remove just a few things. Nothing too crazy. These are always so tricky to click on. I still don't think I got it. Nope, that was the roof piece. There it is. So we've got to get rid of both of those, and then actually this whole little scenery group, we're gonna have to edit that too, because we need that corner and this corner moved out pretty far. It's gonna be somewhere around here, so just rough placement at first. We can start with that. Okay, now moving back over to this building, we can grab this whole shebang and make sure our grid height has been reset and our grid size, same deal. Get it lowered on down, and there we go. Now we just have to add the path up at the top, of course, but before we do that, let's reselect these little scenery group things and try to slide them on over just a little bit. Just until they look right, you know? Right around there, I think. Looks pretty good to me. We're gonna want our railing re-enabled, of course. And then I wanna say we were using the horizontal wooden plank for this. I'm gonna grab our grid from the front piece here. Just because if you notice this back one, it kind of goes at a weird angle. Like look at the grid that we're using right now. See how this one kind of goes up on the edge? You probably can't see that. Oh, here, actually, this is a perfect example. They didn't connect. That's how you know something ain't right. So we'll just replace that whole deal. And there we go. Looking beautiful as ever. What do we do with this grassy area down here, though? I really haven't the slightest clue. I didn't really think that far ahead, to be honest. This was not something I was expecting to do today. But if we just extend some more tables out, I think that'll help the restaurant situation. I just don't want this to be unutilized space here. What if we dropped a staircase down? Let's change our path around a little bit more. Go back to this, and we're gonna want a railing just for the staircase. But we could do this and drop it down like so, and just kind of fill in the rest, no? It looks like it's kind of moving a lot of the other path around. Oh, and this we didn't want railing enabled. Yeah, it looked like it was kind of moving some of the other paths around a little bit, which is less than ideal. So we're gonna have to repair up here and this side of our little bridge as well. But just having a path going down to here would be nice, because otherwise, if we just left this as one big pad, you know, alongside the lazy river, guests would start exiting the lazy river on this side, and then they wouldn't know where to go. They kind of need this path to be connected to other paths. I think I'm gonna be a minute yet. It's not really lining up like it should, and it's driving me nuts. Too steep. How? I don't really remember what I said last. This has been a terrible experience, but we finally got it figured out. We just have a slight grass gap over here. It kind of tapers up a little bit closer to the wall as we get closer to the lazy river, and then over here there's also a slight gap with the brick wall and the staircase. Otherwise, it's mint. Swimming pool 3 is unsafe. What's this one? Oh, guests are waiting a long time to be served now at kitchen 2 as well. I'm getting to it. All right, relax. We've still got to extend all the tables out here. I think maybe we're gonna need like another lifeguard or something. I don't know. Maybe just one standing idle right yonder. So if we go into pool extras, I'm thinking we grab one of these dudes that really does just stand here and twiddle his thumbs. We're gonna put him right about there. I think looks pretty solid. And then we're gonna add another one of these rascals right yonder. That's not exactly center, is it? Right yonder. Close enough. And now that our little custom run out bits are considered to be safe with the addition of the lifeguards, we're gonna continue working on this. So I'm gonna select the tables and the umbrellas. Let's see, maybe 3? Maybe just 3 more? I don't really know how much space we have. Let's see how this would look if we just slid a couple of these over. Okay, we could actually fit quite a few more up here. Let's just make sure that they're all the way snug up against the path edge there, the path curb. That looks pretty solid. And then I think I'm just gonna move these existing ones. There's also a trash can over here that we're gonna have to replace or just move somewhere else. So we'll grab all of these little guys and drag them over here just a ways. Sorry. I just took their tables away from them. I'm so sorry, you guys. That's my bad. Okay, yeah, that looks really nice. And then maybe we'll just leave this open, because I don't think it's gonna look very good if we try to squeeze even just 2 more of those in there. Yeah, the spacing's all off. I like it like this. I think that's gonna work out better for us anyways. Are you guys okay? You're like fully broken now. You need a little help? Let's just move you over here, and then this lady, still in her bathing suit, we'll just move you over there. Incredibly unsafe, but She's still here, for now anyways. We just have to get those all, like, tethered to the actual restaurant now. So add tables. Oh, no. I did that last time, too. Connect tables is what we want. And we're gonna add all 6 of those. And now we have... Oh, it just replaced... Yikes. Okay, let's try that again, then. We need all of those and all... of those. That's 18 out of 20. If we did just have the 2 more of those right here, we would have been maxed out. That's okay. That's okay. I feel like just having 6 more should help out. Hopefully. Doesn't seem to be near as busy now, but I suppose it had been closed for a little while. Okay, so before we basically do the exact same thing, but to the opposite side of the park, I think we should figure out some sort of additional, like, seating or something underneath of that restaurant extension. So I'm gonna grab these. Oh, that's one complete assembly. That's convenient. And we're just gonna slide this on down here. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna want the other side with that as well. Oh, we're gonna need another ladder too. We'll just put this right there, sort of as close to the center of that staircase as we can get it. And then again, I'm gonna select all of this stuff, and we'll just duplicate it and drag it on over. We'll get it roughly in the center between these 2 beams. That looks solid. And then just with this one, I think we'll kind of have like a slightly less shaded area right here, sort of at towards the front of the park. Something like that. I think that'll work. We could probably use 2 more right here. Hang on. I can fix that. Again, like the dude from Holes, I can fix that. I mentioned that in the previous episode. Dude, I haven't seen Holes, the movie Holes, in years. I had to clarify that I was talking about the movie Holes. Alright, that looks great. I'm gonna tackle the other side. Once again, I will see you guys here in just a sec. Brother, please. Frontier, we gotta get the grid height thing figured out, okay? Please. This should have lined up perfectly, but as you can see, it does not. So I have to redo it all now. Nice. Oh my, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the deed is done. And for whatever reason, this side was so much easier than the other. Like, the bridge here didn't do weird stuff when I started laying the ground path underneath of our restaurant extension. This staircase didn't do weird stuff when I did the same thing. I don't know why I had so many problems with the opposite side. I mean, they're literally mirror images of each other. So, like, theoretically, it should have been a disaster on this side as well, but honestly, I'm glad that it wasn't. So the very last thing that we need to do now is, of course, connect our tables. So are these... Oh, table belongs to another restaurant. I see. The darker blue, almost purple, means they belong somewhere else. Got you. Or not. Because these 6... Oh, it probably also means that they're not applied to the... I got you. Okay, yeah, I'm picking it up. I'm picking it up. No worries. 18 out of 20 tables should be good. And now I can just breathe for a second. Oh. Maybe not. We don't have any entertainers, so why are you guys... Are you just big fans of the lifeguard, or what's going on here? Maybe I should just try to move the guard. Did that help anything at all? No. What is going on here? And it's like a group of individual. There aren't too many... Oh, there's 3 groups. I was gonna say, there aren't too many groups in here. I'm just gonna move everyone out of the area. Oh my god, they're walking right back into the mosh pit. Oh my, hang on, watch this. Right here at the end, they just about fly over the edge. That seems very, very unsafe. I gotta watch that one mo again, as they say, one last time. They do stay in the flume though, so I think we're okay there. But I didn't notice that when we were running it with the test dummies. So maybe test dummy weight and guest weight not exactly equal? You guys, please. I mean, don't you have to be stupid somewhere else?
Not until 4.
All right. Well, you know what? I think it's probably about time that we start focusing on our employees a little bit more again. So, we have 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 total spots where a ride attendant could be. And if we head into staff, how many ride attendants do we have? Ideally, I think I would want at least 12 of them. And we only have 10. So let's back out of that. We just need 2 more. 2 more ride attendants. We'll place them down wherever the heck we want. It don't really matter. They'll find an open attraction somewhere. And then we currently only have 2 janitors. Now that the park has expanded significantly, I feel like maybe 3 should do it. If not, we can add another some other time. We do still only have 1 mechanic as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and finally drop down that second mechanic that we've probably needed for quite some time. And then what about vendors? So that's a vendor facility, that's a vendor facility. We've only got 4 right there. We don't have any over in this building yet. We might change that someday. And then what do we got over here? There's 2 up top and then 2 down below. So we have a total of 8. Oh, wait. I forgot about this. 10. We have a total of 10 vendors. Let's check this out real quick like. We already have 2 additional floater vendors. So I think we're good. We have 10 available vendor locations, places that they could, you know, work and stuff, and then we've got 2 extras already. So I think we're honestly good there. 2 mechanics, 3 janitors, no entertainers. We've got 27 grand chilling in the back pocket, dude. I don't know why it's always got to be chilling in the back pocket. It can never just be in the back pocket. But who do we have for entertainers? Let's add Bodhi. I know he's like resort, sort of surfer theme, but at this point, I would say that the pool area of the central area of the park thus far is definitely quite a bit larger than the area we have reserved for rides, right? Dude, I still have to go through and recolor these as well. I mean, maybe we don't have to. They don't look bad, just default, but we have got to ride these new slides, dude. I don't know why we haven't done that yet. Okay, you guys, please, just do something else. Also, there's a lot of trash over here. We might have to add in some additional trash cans or something. Let's try this one first. See what we think about it. Here we go. Okay, the transparent bit there, and there, very sick. And to the end. Nice. That one is very, very good. And I'm stuck. That was weird. On to the next. Climb these steps. And then I'm probably gonna have to wait until it opens again. There we go. All right, we're ready. Here goes nothing, but hopefully something, right? Okay, pretty fast. That's sketch, dude. That is very, very sketch. But did they die, though? I definitely think that we need to start doing some more research, like Sapalapagos, especially now that we have a second mechanic, right? We can have the one just keep tending to all the rides and things, and the other can just start slaving away in the little research spot. I hate to do it, but we kind of have to. We're just at that point now. So it doesn't really feel like we did all that much today, I'll be honest. It's kind of my own fault. I just I got hung up on some tricky path stuff and whatnot. It just ended up taking a lot longer than it probably should have. However, I am beyond stoked with the way that our new slides came together, both with the, new design over here and the redesigned custom run out bit. I think it looks really, really nice, and hopefully some of you guys will agree with me. And on that note, ladies and gents, that is unfortunately where we're gonna have to wind things down at for today. But once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.